coming at you live. We're here, PFC. I'm here with Huss. My name's Tiki. We're here going to talk about fantasy footy. I know you guys have missed it during the international break. It's been a bit of a drought. At least the games were World Cup qualifiers, so it wasn't too bad. But man, oh man, have we missed the EPL, and we're getting right back into the swing of things. Going to bring you some pickups, some drops, some risks, some safe ones. Huss, what you got for the people?
I'm just glad to be back. I feel like everyone thinks that international break is just boring.
It is, man.
God.
It only belongs in the summer. That's the only time we should have an international break, when there's a summer tournament.
We had team. I mean, we had what? Italy facing Israel, even though it was a 1-0 game, but still, coming like it's not right.
Yeah, that's a rough game. I watched that whole game, 1-0. I was like,
Pilati.
Yeah,
missed the goal within like what 40 seconds. That would have changed everything.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Fantasy-wise, let's talk about the league real quick. In first, I'm just going to go through the top 5 real quick. Ali FC, Mohammed, you got 48 game week points. Last time you lead in the pack with 221 points. Then we got ADF, ABCDEFC, Sean Maroney.
Love that one.
You got 199 points. You had second. You got Wayne Spiteri.
Your arch enemy.
Did he change his name too?
What did he change it to?
Tumbling 2D Bottom.
He's going after you guys, taking you down one at a time. Took you down, now he's taking Tum down. I love it.
Yeah, you got 192 points. He's in third. Then we got Kona FC at 191 points in fourth. And we got Evan Prosco, 182 points. So you're in fifth.
That's
we
beast.
got the boys. Trying to figure out where the boys are. I might be leading the pack for us in 25th with 155. Still a long way to go. You got Lando USA, which is Al at 151. He's in 31st.
It's not bad.
Where you guys at? Oh, dang. I got to go to the next page.
Yeah, I'm next page in it. I'm 59th.
Oh, 59th with 125 points. Oh, yeah. I remember saying that last time because you and Kara are right next to each other.
Yep.
Oh, cute.
We belong together.
Yeah, you got Fareed at 65th with 116 overall points. And then let me scroll almost all the way down to Toomey at 71st out of 78 people with 103 game week points with 3 game weeks. Damn.
Shocking stuff.
Okay, so after we got into all that kind of stuff, let's get into the players. Anyone that hasn't seen this yet, we go through all the positions. You buy, you keep, you sell, then the risky player. Once you go through all those, we go on from goalkeepers, defenders, midfielders, forwards, and that'll give you 1 safe pick, 1 risk pick for captains.
Excellent. Let's do it, Bussington. What you got for goalies?
Ooh. This week, I'm looking at Forrester from West Brom. I mean, he got 7 points, 6 points, 2 points. So he started off pretty good. And you know what? I think he, at 4.5, he still is one of the best buys when it comes down to goalkeepers. They're facing Brighton away, but still Brighton really hasn't had much luck scoring goals. Then you have West Ham, who is in all shambles. They got Arsenal, which might be in shambles, but they're still going to probably score against West Brom. Or it could be a 0-0 tie, you never know. But then Watford and Leicester. And with Leicester, with Silva transfer coming over from Sporting, that didn't work out. So now without Drinkwater in the middle, they kind of miss it. They have a huge void there. So you never know what Leicester's going to be now.
Yeah, and they didn't have enough time to replace him. So you're hoping a guy like Andy King or some of the guys they brought in this summer will be able to fill that void. But man, that's a tough position to fill.
And for 4.5 again, that's a good buy. So that's my buy. Next one we got. Where are you? I have to get to the guy. We have Tom Heaton, Burnley. Price at 5. I think. Well, he did lead all goalies in points last year. But still 5 for me. A little because Burnley didn't make too many great signings during the year, so I think they're going to be a little bit worse. But this week, I would still keep him at least for one more week because he's facing Palace. And Palace also,
Oh boy,
they're ranked in there with West Ham, just in shambles right now. But after that, you got Liverpool, Huddersfield, Everton, West Ham, and then City. If you have Heaton, sell him after this week, after he faces Palace.
yeah, it's a tough matchups coming for Burnley.
Yeah, and Burnley have already conceded. They've conceded 2 against Chelsea, 1 against West Brom, 1 against Tottenham. So they can't really get those clean sheets, which they had last year. They were a tough team. They were almost like the new West Brom last year.
Yep.
Next, for where are you? Oh, yeah, this was the easy one. For the sell, we got Pickford because we got Everton.
Oh boy.
I mean, 75% chance of playing because he got the muscle injury, but you got Everton playing Spurs and then United. Spurs, look, they're gonna score. It's out of August now.
I know it's September finally. Harry Kane has woken up for his summer nap.
And we saw him wake up out of that nap because he got some goals during the international break. Dele Alli looked a little in the second game, but the first game he was the one that actually led to Kane's goal with a nice little cutback. Boom, pass it to the left side. Kane finished it off. And so that I didn't know if you had anything to say about Pickford.
No, that was no, it was just Pickford matchups. Play the matchups, guys. It's going to be ugly the next 2 games. He's a goalkeeper. You can, pick him up after 2 games. So yeah, I would dump him for now. But he's fantastic.
Yeah, he's priced at 5. So it's not like he's so inexpensive that you need to keep him. And last, but no, maybe least, definitely maybe least, for the risk pick, I think I've had him in every single week so far, whether it's going to be a buy or sell or keep. I think he's hit I think he's gone for the cycle in the last 4 weeks, and that's Joey Hart.
Oh, poor guy.
Because in United, you didn't think they're going to really win, but that was horrendous. Southampton, I thought there was going to be a chance for a clean sheet. Then you had Newcastle, which I thought was how they're going to break out of that form.
Yep.
But now here's Huddersfield. They're definitely being like the house city of last year, where out of nowhere, where we thought, no, they're not going to be that great, but they're coming out the gates strong. They got a couple wins, and then you got West Ham.
Yeah, they're struggling, man. They're struggling. It's ugly for them. I don't know if Bilic will survive till the winter break. If they don't sort this out, because he has the players now. Obviously it's not this world-class squad, but he has solid players. He shouldn't be losing the way he is. Something's got to happen there, or he's going to be out of a job soon. Oh
yeah, it's Bilic. If he does not win this matchup, they got West Brom, Spurs, Swansea,
He has to win 2 of those 3.
I was gonna say I don't know if he makes it to Spurs if he does not win the next 2.
Nah, no way. You think they'd fire him that quickly?
Yes. Because right there we get Spurs because the interim manager, he'd be facing Spurs, so it's like not really that big of a game to the point where they kind of expect to lose. So it's like, all right, cool. And then once they get that manager in on the 30th, they face Swansea, Burnley, Brighton, and that'd be a great. Or then in Crystal Palace, that's a 4-game stretch right there. That's great for a new manager to get some wins under their belts to get the momentum.
Some big calls for us. Love it.
I hope he doesn't go because I love Bilic. Okay, that's the goalies. Defenders. I'm going with the Newcastle guy for a buy. Chancel Bemba. Okay, Bemba. I'm picking him for a couple of reasons. Oh, actually, hold up.
Wait a minute.
Oh, crap. I didn't know he had a hamstring injury. But you know what? Fine. I'll go with him, or we'll go with Clark. One of the two. I was going to go with Bemba because he was rated priced at 4. And that's a guy who's starting.
Yeah, that's a steal.
But then we got Karen Clark, 4.5. priced at. He already has 18 points on the season. He has a goal scored and a clean sheet against West Ham. You know what? Maybe take this guy because you got Swansea, Stoke, Brighton coming up.
Yep.
For Newcastle, if they're going to actually survive, they have to get points in these next 3 games. Probably
so
2.
Bye.
Yeah, I would say one of those 2 guys. It's looking like Bemba's not going to be playing, but Clark, pick up Clark.
Cool.
Then we got keeper, a guy that's been in the running, I think, the last 2 or 3 weeks. We have Higazi. This guy, we talked about him, already 25 points on the season. We got Naum at 23 points on the season. His teammate, the only difference is that Higazi's 0.2 less. So, but I mean, they're facing Brighton, West Ham, Arsenal, Watford, Leicester. Again, same thing as Farsa. Great matchups. This guy, so far, he's on fire. Ride the wave. Once it crashes, you can hop off and get another defender.
Cool.
To sell, we got Harry Maguire, because we already talked about it with Leicester. We don't know exactly where they stand with the field. What?
No, sorry.
Oh, I thought you said something.
No.
So we don't know exactly where Leicester stands with Drinkwater out, and then the other field transfers not happening. But Harry Maguire, he looks great. He's been good. At 5.1, he's a great buy. Not when you're playing Chelsea, Huddersfield, Liverpool, Bournemouth, West Brom. Those are 5 tough games. Look, Huddersfield, we don't know. That might be a clean sheet for them. Same thing with Bournemouth because they've been struggling. West Brom, I could see a 0-0 tie there. So there are chances for clean sheets, but against Chelsea and Liverpool, I don't know. Because they don't know who the midfield is. They lost one of their leaders. They lost Conte last year, and now they lost the other dude in the spine, in the middle of the spine right there. So Leicester might be in shambles, or this is a great time for somebody from Leicester to step up and say, this is my team now.
Definitely.
But at the same time, that could be Maguire, but I'm not going to really bet against Chelsea and Liverpool.
No, that would be silliness.
Oh, yeah. And then the risk pick, we just talked about them real quick, Huddersfield, because we got Chris Schindler. I'm struggling with these names. He's at 4.5.
What else is new, Huss? What else is new?
But he already has 21 points on the season without getting a goal and without getting an assist. And that's crazy because Huddersfield, they have 3 clean sheets. I mean, pick up anybody from Huddersfield.
Dude. What a start. But be careful. Say that with a caveat because it's Huddersfield, man. They could be off to a hot start. Maybe this international break was a cooling period for them. Or who knows, to your point, maybe it's rejuvenation. They feel even fresher than before because they don't have a bunch of internationals leaving for duty. So they've had like 2 weeks to kind of work on strategy, game plans, get the fitness up. So look, Huddersfield is a hot hand right now. Like I always try to say, play the hot hand. I didn't make that up, but it's one of the sayings I try to go by when it comes to fantasy. Huddersfield, yeah. Look at that team. Try to pick out players. I've picked out a few players. Not going to really drop names right now because we're competing, especially you, Wayne Spiteri, listening, spying on us like a true waspy. But yeah, Huddersfield, man, looking good.
I mean, I don't hold anything back. I think everybody knows my teams.
I love it.
Blurt them out.
I love it.
Because you got West Ham, Leicester, Burnley. Those are 3 teams that it looks like they might start the season with 6 clean sheets. But then after that, you get Spurs, Swansea, United, Liverpool, West Brom, Bournemouth, City, Arsenal, Everton. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 are the next 9. 7 out of those 9 will be tough after the game against Burnley. So I say next 3 matches, keep somebody from Huddersfield, and then after that, sell them until December 9th.
Yeah, basically, yep.
Or maybe even December 16th. So after 3 weeks, don't even look at them till halfway through December. But they're looking pretty good. So on to midfielders.
Midfield.
This guy is just a pro. I think I talked about him last week. or 2 weeks ago rather, Jose just came out saying that he wants more from him. I don't know exactly what he needs from him because he's already making this league look silly from his start.
Yeah, this is a no-brainer pick right here.
Mkhitaryan at 8.3.
Dude, he started at 8 already. So to give you an idea, every week he's gone up 0.1, 0.1, 0.1. He's trending up, ladies and Germans. Got to jump in right now or you might miss this boat.
And again, like I said before, with the Huddersfield defender, he had 21 points without a goal or assist. Mkhitaryan has 26 points without a goal. And that's pretty crazy for a midfield because he has 2 assists, and 1 assist, and then has the 3 clean sheets. With Pogba, he has the 26 points overall, but he's scored. And Pogba scoring, I think that's going to start to wind down a little bit.
Yeah, right, Huss.
No. When all things considered, when it comes down to Mkhitaryan getting assists and Pogba getting goals, I think you count on Mkhitaryan getting assists more than Pogba getting the goals.
Fair enough.
So that's why I chose Mkhitaryan over Pogba. Because the next, they've Stoke, Everton, that could be tough. Southampton, Crystal Palace, then Liverpool. So we're looking at teams that he can definitely score some points against.
Definitely.
After that, we got the keep. This keep, I was struggling with this one because now I'm already like, am I serious about this? But you got Alexis Sanchez. Look, they have Bournemouth, then Chelsea, West Brom, Brighton, Watford. He's 11.9. He's very expensive, but we saw him last year. He was very well could have been the best offensive player.
I think it was. I think for fantasy, he led the league because of that silly loophole that the league didn't catch in time, or the fantasy league didn't catch in time with him playing forward basically the whole year and listed as a midfielder. You look at transfer market, he played 25 games at the forward position. That's well over half the games. He should have been bumped up into that forward position instead of getting, those extra, I think it's an extra point or two when you score from midfield. So that's why he was the leader last year. He killed it.
Yeah, and again, this is a keep. This is not a buy. If you don't have Sanchez, do not buy him. But if you have him, keep him because I think you just lost a 0.1. Maybe he can get you a couple points back after Bournemouth. But with Lacazette in there, Alexis Sanchez last year got a lot of his points by playing forward. Once he moved back to the left, his points started slowing down. So right now, if he's playing left wing again, maybe he has a partnership with Lacazette. Maybe they don't even play on the field at the same time because Arsene doesn't know what he's doing. I have no idea. But when it comes down to Sanchez, he can play. And sell him after Bournemouth if you have him. Take that one little extra leap of faith for Bournemouth. Well, against Bournemouth. Then selling. We're sticking with Arsenal. This guy, I don't care. I don't care that if he had 2 assists in the first match. Granit Xhaka.
Oh, Jesus. Whoever has him is a maniac. Does not like playing fantasy.
He's selected by 15.4%
Ridiculous.
of teams.
It's all Arsenal fans.
Yeah.
It's all Arsenal fans, too.
At the same time, he's only 5.6, so he's a good price, but he's going to get you more cards than assists.
Exactly. So every time you start the game, so you get 2 minutes for 90 minutes, Xhaka rarely gets subbed out. So you assume you start the game with 2 points, then you hope for an assist or a goal or whatever. But with him, you start with 1 point because there's always that -1 for the yellow card. Always. He's ridiculous.
And again, they have Bournemouth and Chelsea and then West Brom and everything. So I would say get rid of Xhaka. He's too crazy. He's a meathead. Then
risky
because you haven't really seen too much of this guy yet. He has 1 assist on the season. They're facing Watford, then Crystal Palace, United, Stoke, and Newcastle. I'm talking about Nathan Redmond from Southampton.
My boy.
This is a guy. Yeah, he's your boy.
I love this dude. I've been screaming at the top of my lungs for Liverpool to pick him up. I think behind the obvious left backs and stuff, he's next in line, man. He's the next Danny Rose, in my opinion. The dude scores goals. He did it. He's done it all over the place. I think he was at Norwich, if I'm not mistaken, before Southampton. He's an English international, and he's still playing at Southampton, and no one really came for him. I was surprised even like Man United didn't come through, but I understand Mourinho's giving Luke Shaw one more year to kind of get his stuff together, and if not, I think he's going to be shipped out. But Redmond, I think, was the miss of the transfer window. No team came in for that guy, or at least, no team broke the bank for that guy, which in my opinion, they should have.
Okay. Wait, maybe if United get him, he could be your new Ashley Young once Young retires.
No, it'll be better than that. I love Young, but he'll be better than that.
Okay. I don't know. Young a couple of years ago was outstanding.
He was a stud. Yeah, he was.
So that's for midfield strikers. Let's move on to them real quick because this has to be a quick episode. Sorry, guys, but we're busy people.
We're celebrity. We're famous. High demand.
Yeah, so this guy, I don't think anyone will be surprised, but he's only selected by 13.2% of the teams. His Leicester coming up, Arsenal, Stoke, City, Crystal Palace. So 3 or 4 games out of the next 5, I think he's going to score. But after Palace, you got Watford and Bournemouth. His name is Morata.
Whoa.
Chelsea.
Wow, I thought you were going somewhere else. Okay.
No, this guy, he played 31 minutes the first match, got a goal and an assist. Played 78 minutes the next week. Didn't get anything, but he got the clean sheet. Oh, no, he didn't get the clean sheet. Sorry, he's a striker. But then after that, he played 77 minutes against Everton and scored a goal and assist. It's almost as if this guy is going to just light this league on fire soon because he seems dangerous.
Yeah, he's like I always say. If you guys listen to the episode, the podcast, I always say that I give international players, a year to kind of adjust to the league, the pace, the weather, the atmosphere. But man, it looks like this guy's not going to need a year, man. Every once in a while, you get those players who just show up and just kill it from day one, and he looks the part.
Next, to keep. Again, not to buy, to keep. Same thing with Sanchez. You know what? We're going to stay with Arsenal because it's just one of those things where I think it's almost like I can't believe how bad they're doing. And
that's great.
It's like you have to keep them because it's like, no, they're going to turn it around. It's almost like me and Joey Hart with West Ham. It's like, no, we can't be that bad. They're going to have to turn around. But I'm going to stick with Lacazette. Keep him. He's only 10.4. You just lost a point if you have him. But, Bournemouth hasn't done very well. Then you get Chelsea again, then West Brom, Brighton, Watford. I think the Brighton, Watford, and Bournemouth, those look like good games that he's going to score against. Again, we've never seen Lacazette and Alexis Sanchez on the field together, so we don't know what kind of havoc they can do.
That's such a ridiculous statement, Huss. Like, I can't believe it's true. I can't believe it. They broke the bank for this guy, and they haven't put him on the field with their best player. And they had a chance against the biggest opponent of the season, and they didn't. I'm sorry. I'm repeating old Arsenal stuff. I'm sure the Arsenal fans are tired of hearing it, but I'm still in shock. I can't believe it.
That's what I'm saying. I'm so confused. But then we got for the sell, we have Christian Benteke. Oh my God, he's owned by 5.5% of the teams. I know that people it's Christian Benteke. I'm a Liverpool fan. I saw him all season when he was with Liverpool, and just you can see the cracks in his game. He has 4 points total in the last 3 matches. His shot selection, when he shoots, But they're facing Burnley, who can show up. Southampton, that's a team that can show up. Then you get City, United, Chelsea. Okay,
dude,
Palace.
Palace might be relegated by week 10.
My God,
they might pull Sunderland, man. Yeah, they need Zaha back. Until he comes back, team is impotent.
We're gonna see. I don't think was that 5 games. If they do not take 4 points from these next 5 matches, I don't think Frank de Boer is manager October 21st against Newcastle.
Probably not. See, he doesn't have the clout. At least, what's his name? Bilic has a bit of a reputation, a bit of history at West Ham. He's still, I think he's still one of the early favorites to go. But Frank de Boer, oi.
But at the same time, he also is new, so maybe Palace want to give him a little bit more slack, saying, "Hey, you just came in." But at the same time, it's like, what can you do?
You know what the problem with that is? There's so much money in the Premier League that getting relegated is like going bankrupt. Not literally, but just losing all that revenue, all that money.
You're about to lose all your players if you do.
Exactly. So it's like teams are going to be desperate to pull the trigger, hairpin trigger. Look at Ranieri last season. You know, it looked like it ended up working out because Shakespeare kept him up. But, man, you could win a Premier League title with Leicester and still get fired. So it's not looking good for Frank.
Yeah, well.
Maybe he needs his brother Ronald. Where you at, Ronald? Ronald the Bull.
Yeah. Feel for him, but, I mean, I fully understand. Then we got risky pick. It was going to be Mitrovic. It was. I actually thought I was onto something when all that happened. I really thought it was going to happen, but he's out because of what he did to Lanzini with the elbow. So now he's suspended till October 1st. So
silly boy.
Instead of that, I'm going back to a team that we already talked about. This guy, he leads the line for Huddersfield. His name is Mouney. Steve Mouney. But I mean, he had 2 goals in the first match, and then no goals or assists in the leading 2. They're facing West Ham, Leicester, Burnley, Spurs, Swansea. This guy at 6.1, he could be a huge steal because West Ham have been leaking. It's almost been floodgates all season for them. Same thing with Leicester. We talked about them already. Burnley doesn't look like the Burnley of last year. Spurs, they're going to get annihilated, or maybe just maybe they could tie 1-1 because they're impressive this year so far. But then Swansea, I don't think they're going to. I think there's many chances they can score there, but 15 points in 3 games. He's a good buy because he's pretty much matching up with his price tag. I try to find players who can get an average price per match per their price, whether they can match up to that or not. Then captain, safe pick, Morata, Chelsea. And then risk pick right back to Steve Mouney. Because you know what? That's the risk pick. If you want to lay it on the line, lay it on the line. Because against a team like West Ham, this guy very well could get a hat trick.
Yeah, who knows, man? Who knows with West Ham? Right now they're weak. At some point they'll figure it out for a bit. They may never come back fully strong, but right now, I would bet against West Ham.
And then last week, just keeping track of my points. I didn't do that the last couple of weeks. Last week, my buys had 9 points. My keeps had 5 points. My sells have 8 points, but my risk picks had 22 points. So last week, it was all about the risk.
Gambler's paradise last week. I love it.
I'm going to have to keep track of those, put those on our Google Doc so you can check it out because I don't want to just throw names out there at you guys. I want to make sure that you see them trying to be credible with you.
Absolutely, man. Thanks, Bus. Thanks for the insight as always. You guys are welcome. We did your homework for you. Well, actually, Bussington did your homework for you. At least gave you a leg up. I advise you read as much as you can. Watch highlights. Most importantly, watch the games, guys. That's how you're gonna crack this game. You're gonna see, things that aren't necessarily covered in the articles or covered during the highlights. If you're watching the full games, you'll get that data where you'll see, oh, who's number 10 on Burnley? Wow, he's playing well. Maybe I should consider him. Put him on your watch list. Keep an eye on him. So we're trying to get you guys as badass fantasy players as possible. Not sure why, because we're kind of competing with you guys, but I guess we just love you that much, and we appreciate your support. Keep supporting us. We'll keep cracking the content. We appreciate all the downloads. I especially appreciate you telling your mama. Speaking of that, we got merchandise coming soon. Be on the lookout. We'll send out a shout once that is out. Thanks for the support, guys.
Go, let us.